Hey everybody, how is it going? It is Joe. Welcome back to another episode of the Inside Our Phillies podcast. And here to talk about a Met sweep, we have Jeremy, SJ Phils fan. How is it going, Jeremy?
How sweet it is to be swept by us. Fuck the Mets.
I can't believe that this happened. I thought that this was going to be a good series, but I did not think it was going to be this good. Let's go one by one through the games real quickly. Monday,
Wait, wait,
Aaron
wait, wait,
Nola.
wait, wait. Before we get to the Nola game, what did I text you right before Nola started?
I am tired and I don't remember right now.
I said we're gonna lose 1-0 with Nola pitching with all the injuries. I was very
Oh,
much
here it
correct
is.
on the score.
Yeah, Marsh out sick, so I full expected Nola to pitch a gem and we lose 1-0. That's what you said on Monday at 5:20 p.m. And you were spot on at it being a 1-0 game, but it turns out that Aaron Nola was going to get the win in a 1-0 game. Nick Castellanos singled home the only run of the game. What were your thoughts on this?
I mean, like I called it. I just like in the last one, he got blown up. It was like after the first inning, he looked great. The stuff was there. He just needed to get some rust fixed mechanically. And Nola is cracked as he is jacked.
Oh, that's an all-time meme. All-time meme. I love to see it. I mean, this was good Aaron Nola that we saw. 7 strikeouts in 6 innings. That's a strikeout rate that we really haven't seen much of him from this year. Harrison Bader picked up 3 hits. I mean, you can't say the offense did great. McLean's also really, really good. But it
He's
did not to win.
disgusting. Yeah, no, it was a pitching duel, and our pitching is better than the Mets.
Absolutely. This was my favorite game that I was at the ballpark for this year. And I haven't been to the ballpark as much this year as I have any year since COVID. But it was really, really an electric night in the ballpark, and one that I'm glad to go see. What did you make of Duran's struggles in that game? Duran struggled. He got the save, but
yeah, no. So I'm saying, this is like we was locked in. Was it second and third with 1 out?
Sounds right.
We played. Like, I think was it just back-to-back strikeouts? Because that was awesome. I was hyped up. I was worried. Like, oh god, here we go again. They're swinging early. They got everything they have on Duran, and then, but he locked in. Duran is the man.
Yeah, I mean that last few innings of the game were just like an epic misplay by Carlos Mendoza, the Mets manager. They pinch hit Luis Angel Acuna, even though he's not really a good hitter. With the bases empty, and he made a pop out at first base. And then in the 9th inning, they put in Ronnie Mauricio, who has like 22nd percentile sprint speed or something like that. So Alonso got the single to lead off the inning. Mauricio came in. Nimmo lined out to the left. Then Vientos hit a double to right that I think most base runners would have scored. If you look at like the view, Mauricio kind of froze. And if he didn't freeze, he probably scores. He's faster than like a 22nd percentile base runner. He probably scores. But then Duran kind of locked in and was able to get strikeouts on McNeil and Alvarez.
Yeah, just nail biter. You love to see it.
Francisco Alvarez, by the way, is turning into one of my least favorite players in baseball. He is not very likable.
He's hurt. He's playing through a lot. Like he ain't playing catcher. Like he's got some guts, but he is pretty bad right now.
I mean, this was part of like I think this was the game where him and Sosa had the weird incident where Sosa wasn't happy that he got tagged. And then he said something to Alvarez, who kind of had to chase after him, and then the umpire had to restrain Alvarez. A weird incident. I don't know if you saw that. That was only something I saw because I, was at the game.
Yeah, I was too. I forgot what I was doing, but I was watching the game mostly on game day until like the 8th and 9th.
Gotcha. Makes sense. So let's move on now to the second game of the series, which was not as stressful, but a great win nonetheless. On Tuesday, the Phillies won 9-3 over the Mets. Sean Manaea for the Mets, 5 innings, 4 runs. Justin Hagenman kind of ate some innings out of the bullpen for the Mets, 3 innings, 5 runs. But Ranger Suarez looked pretty good. Just 1 hit allowed in 6 innings, 12 strikeouts, electric stuff out of Ranger.
Yeah, no, I mean, these past three starts, 10 tied his career high in strikeouts, 11 surpassed the career high in strikeouts, then 12 made a new another career high in strikeouts. Can I get a 13 in a couple days?
How much of an impact do you think this is going to make on his free agent market?
Oh, big time, because yeah, he was in cover after the little sloppiness he was having, and with Wheeler potentially maybe done, who knows? Like we actually might now need to bring him back.
Yeah, I think that is more of a possibility now than it has been in quite a while. One thing that I found funny about this game is like Tanner Banks in low leverage is so much worse than Tanner Banks in high leverage. It's
Oh,
actually
it's
absurd.
hilarious.
Tanner
It's
Banks came into
hilarious.
the 8th inning, allowed 3 hits, 1 run, no strikeouts. His ERA would probably be like 2 if he only pitched in high leverage appearances.
Which I think is kind of funny, yeah, because we have like this weird view on him because like he always seemed like he did pretty well in big spots and always blew up. It just he apparently just if the game is boring, he's not in it.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. I feel like Max Lazar, who pitched the 9th inning of this game, pretty similar. Although I was a little
Yeah.
worried with Lazar for a second there. I was like, please don't make this get ugly.
Oh yeah. I mean, I posted it in our mod chat that there was a guy that was almost jinxed us. I was like, he's banned if they lose.
Yeah, that is fair. Another thing that's interesting, I didn't really realize this because I was also at the stadium on Tuesday night. Bryson Stott got 3 hits on Tuesday. I didn't realize that. What do you make of that out of Bryson?
Yeah, I honestly forgot about him this entire series.
Yeah, I mean, he got 1 day off, which is pretty weird for Bryson Stott. But I think we're probably going to see a lot of those kind of random days off in the rest of the season now that this division is not officially clinched, but about to be officially clinched. It's just about getting into the postseason healthy rather than maximizing.
Yeah, but I think this is a big thing of like how well they've been playing lately is Stott's struggles were just so in our like forefront when we couldn't hit anything. So it's like, okay, who's struggling the most? Him. But everyone else is hitting, and he's just being himself. He's a great defender, gets on base, steals bases. That's what we need from him. We don't need him to carry the team.
He played his first game at shortstop in a very long time this series, too.
Yeah, that's what happens when yeah, we could get into who was playing second or why is he on this team.
Yeah, let's get into him.
Yeah, I don't even remember his name.
The guy that they called up.
Donovan Walton. What the heck? Why would you start him?
I mean,
like
he got an RBI.
Yeah, I know. It's like it's okay. We bring someone up just back up the infield, whatever. What hold are we starting this journeyman 31-year-old lefty who is terrible career batting average in 295 at bats, 169, OPS of 519.
Well,
these positions that baffle me by our team. Like we play these guys in platoon matchups just because it's a platoon advantage.
I mean, that is a great tie-in into the game on Wednesday that the Phillies won 11-3. So maybe the key to winning by 8 runs is to have Donovan Walton, play second base for you. Otto Kemp was 7th in this game. Kepler was 6th. Marsh was 5th. Like, there were just some funky lineups this series. But anyways, Chris Sanchez went 6 innings. Not his finest work, but still was able to get through 6, only allowing 1 run. Kerkering was a little bit shaky again. No earned runs allowed, but a hit, a walk. Didn't make me more confident about him. Alvarado might just be cooked. But the Phillies offense is really the story of the day on Wednesday.
Yeah, no, it was just nice seeing the offense continuing to just pile it on for them. Everyone beginning the year is, the Mets aren't performing. It's the pitching lab. And they come back to earth, and then where's that pitching lab?
How about Max Kepler having a 5 RBI day?
Hysterical. How about just in this series, Castellanos had the first 3 RBIs.
I mean, it's a great series by Castellanos. This was the best he's looked all year, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I will say though, I was about to scream at the TV if he was thrown out stretching to that double when he was the tying run.
Today is what you're talking about, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was listening on the radio today. I was on a little bit of a longer drive back from North Jersey. It's really nice to listen to a game on the radio from time to time. It's a completely different vibe. So I couldn't get a handle for that on the radio. They made it sound like they were questioning why he was running, but I'm truthfully not that aware of how bad of a decision it was.
Oh no! I mean, it was like a shot. It was like a shot. Like it was a good throw. He's out by a mile, but it was just a bad throw, and he got there. Yeah.
Hey, so, well, nobody's gonna care when it works out.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So, as we kind of continue our rapid fire pace going through the games, how about the one today? Like one of the weirdest Phillies games in modern history. Jesus Luzardo, terrible in the first inning. 5 hits. 4 runs. He struggled big time in that first inning. Phillies down 4-0. Then all of a sudden the Phillies creep back. David Peterson, the starter for the Mets, he kind of has some cracks, allows some runs in the 4th and 5th innings. Reed Garrett comes in. The Phillies tag him. And the bullpen shuts it down. And I don't believe the Mets had a single base runner past the first inning of the game today.
No, they didn't. The first inning ended with a line out double play from Luzardo to Sosa, and then no one reached base. Literally perfect game rest of the way. So yeah, the 1-out double, everyone was tired. Insane. I texted multiple times. Wow, he could go the whole game. Oh my God, he might go the whole game. Honestly, I wanted him to go the whole game. It would have been amazing, but I understand why they didn't.
Yeah, and I mean, Duran, so just based on what I was hearing on the radio broadcast, I think some of the things that we've talked about on this podcast before about Duran are starting to come to fruition. He's throwing less strikes, which is making him less predictable, and he's throwing the curveball more. I think that curveball is such a good pitch. I obviously haven't seen the ones from today, but based on the fact that he struck out the side in 11 pitches, I can imagine it looked pretty damn good.
Oh, I mean, the long throw strikeout was a Castellanos swing, so
that's what I like to hear.
Yeah, it had no reason to be swung yet, but it was. Yeah, I think like the first batter, he threw like one pitch that was hittable. The other ones were they're all out of the zone. So they finally like put something together. Like at least against the Mets, they'll throw freaking strikes because they're just waiting for them, and then they just kept swinging at them.
Yeah, I mean the Mets offense looked like really quite weak. I think that sometimes we forget that like the current Mets core of Alonso and Lindor and Nimmo and McNeil and Marte and these guys. I mean, Soto's a big part of the core now, but not for the recent years. These guys have never even won a division together, and they're getting old, and Stearns might just have no idea what he's doing.
Yeah, it sure seems like it. Like, wow, yeah, I didn't realize Lindor's 31 years old. He's going to be 32 in November. Wow.
Yeah. I'm sure at some point they're going to have to move Soto to DH, maybe as soon as next year, because that guy, once again, I saw it this series, he can't play the outfield anymore.
He never could. He's always been terrible in the outfield.
This is true. I mean, 22 NLCS. I mean, the Phillies probably scored 3 runs just because of how bad his outfield was in right field at the time.
He was a gold glove finalist that year, if I remember. It's hysterical. Yeah, he has no business being the right fielder, but yeah, it's just he's terrible.
The Mets have serious problems, and now all of a sudden, Jonah Tong, in his 3rd career start, is going to be pitching a Friday night game as the Mets have lost 6 in a row, going against Jacob DeGrom. I mean, what a crazy time for DeGrom to be making his first trip back to Queens. How do you think the Mets fans are going to react tomorrow?
Oh man, they're going to be very, very upset. And are they back home tomorrow?
Mets are back home against Jacob DeGrom.
Oh yeah, okay. So I expect them to boo the crap out of the team if they struggle. They're only 5 games over 500 now. That is insane. And yeah, I forgot we were a half game behind them at the trade deadline.
Yeah, I mean, things have changed in a jiffy. I mean, all of a sudden, talk about the NL wildcard race. Giants and the Reds are both a game and a half behind the Mets. The Reds have a tiebreaker over the Mets. The Giants do not. I've been saying this, I'm sure I've told you, Jeremy, at some point, but for pretty much the last week, I've been of the mindset that I don't think the Mets are making the playoffs, and at this point, I feel even more confident about that.
Well, no, yeah. So you mentioned the Mets at the tiebreaker over the Mets. It's a game and a half, but it's only one in the loss column. So it's really the tiebreaker. It's really a half game.
Yeah. You look at the Diamondbacks, they're 3 games back. They're, also 3 back in the loss column. Cardinals are only 4. They have a chance, but they're currently 3-game losing streak, not helping that. It's got some really interesting wild card races in the National League and the American League as well.
Yeah, but I think the bigger thing we can talk about is we are 2 games back of the number 1 seed, baby.
It's really possible now that the Phillies get the number 1 seed. And what's one of the more underrated parts about getting the 1 seed this year?
What?
What seeds does the 1 seed play in the NLDS?
Oh god, I need to look at my brain's tired. But it's the 5th seed, right?
They play the winner of the 3 seed, or they play the winner of the 5 seed and the 4 seed, right? Yeah. The 1 seed plays the winner of the 5 and the 4, which, as things stand right now, are the Cubs and the Padres. And I honestly feel pretty good about both of those matchups, if you want me to tell you the truth.
Yeah, the Cubs offense it's been very inconsistent the past month, 2 months, whatever. And what's his face is hurt again, Tucker. So who knows? And he has a history of just not doing anything in the playoffs to begin with. And then, but if you look at the records, against over 500 teams, Cubs are under 500, Padres are 500, Mets are under 500, Reds are under 500, Giants under 500. So, the Cubs get the benefit of playing the Pirates, and the Cardinals are not great. And so, the divisions, and the freaking West has the freaking Rockies.
Yeah, no, you're spot on. And also something that the Phillies have really helped themselves out in over these last couple of weeks is now they're 2.5 games up over the number 1 seed in the American League, the Toronto Blue Jays. And now that the All-Star game doesn't determine home field in the World Series anymore, that's really important. If you have the World Series at home, you have a better chance of winning. Straight up.
Yeah. No one in the AL scares me unless the Yankees go home run happy, and it's crap. They could just crush you. But the Toronto's pitching doesn't impress me besides Gaussman. I mean the top is 84 wins in the AL. We would be the ones. It's just we would be cruising. It's just insane how weak the AL is this year.
The Blue Jays would have pretty bad vibes, right? I mean,
oh god, yeah. No, but just the West. I mean, there's a chance they have barely over 500 by the end of the year. The 79 wins is the Houston Astros. They lead the division with 79 wins.
Yeah. I mean, that's a great point. I think that the Rangers are better than their record says, but I think they have some pretty bad pitching injuries at this point too.
They do, but I know, but they're the way their team is built, it would work in the playoffs just the way this just pitching wins short series.
But they have no Eovaldi. I think Eovaldi's out for the year. Tyler Maley's out. John Gray is out. So obviously,
DeGrom. But DeGrom is always who knows if he's the pitch from hearing something.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a lot of DeGrom talk in this, which is good. Jacob DeGrom is probably going to go down as one of the best pitchers of the last 20 years, even with all the injuries.
I know, part of me says he should be a Hall of Famer just because he was insane.
They're going to have to completely change how pitching Hall of Famers work, right? I think just because of his peak alone, even if he doesn't have the longevity,
the the dude made 15 starts in 21. It had a WAR of 4.5 in 15 starts.
He was a pretty good hitter too.
Yeah.
But anyways, before we get like way too sidetracked, was there anything else that you really wanted to call out from this series? I know we hit a lot of things really quickly, but was there anything that you really wanted to talk about?
The Ottoman Empire is growing strong.
Big home run today.
Big home run. I mean, that the double was huge that tied the game. That was also thanks to McNeil running in on the ball first for some reason. So that went over his head. We take those. But and I'm not sure enough on the defense side because in the first, Realmuto made a throw that should have gotten the third, but it took Kemp away. But like if he caught it properly, he would have been out. So I don't know if Bohm, because he's made Bohm's also just bigger. That helps with that play. So there's that.
Kempire is an all-time nickname. It's
yeah.
so good. But
the baseball, all baseball is just loves it too. They keep talking about it.
It's so funny. It's just so funny. But how did we get 21 minutes into recording this podcast and we have not talked about Phillies history that was made in this series? Kyle Schwarber is the second Philly of all time. Ryan Howard was the first to hit 50 home runs in a season.
And I like how everyone's talking like Ryan Howard's smiling somewhere. Ryan Howard is very much alive.
Yeah, I mean, that I was too young to remember, quite frankly, but that Ryan Howard MVP year looks nuts on paper.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah, no, that was awesome. That was like the peak of like really getting into Phillies. I was 14, and I remember that 3-homer day. It was off Tim Hudson. It was great. The showing off the Howard homers, I think, for the first time. I think my dad was out on the yard working and stuff. I kept running out from the garage. Howard homered. He did it again. Right, I missed all of them.
Yeah, that's cool. Kyle Schwarber, I mean, I'm sure you've seen this. I'm sure a lot of people have seen this. He's the first player of all time to, in the same season, hit 50 home runs and have a 4-home run game.
I mean, there's only been 24 home run games. That doesn't surprise me.
Well, sure, but the people that hit them are, by and large, big time power hitters.
I mean, there's some hilarious ones.
Well, I said by and large. Not every last one of them, but the vast majority of them are.
Yeah, let me know that the best. What I thought he hit. Did he not hit 4? I thought Scooter Gennett hit 4.
I thought he did too. He definitely. I thought he was a 4-home run guy.
Did MLB just not do it?
Maybe he had a 3-home run game.
Yeah, no, he had 4 home runs. Yeah, MLB just totally didn't put it in their article.
There you go. So.
Oh, no mind. I did. It's just like they put 2 lines of it. That's why it was an afterthought for them.
I mean, Scooter Gennett's a classic 4-home run hitter. It's really funny. I would say he's not quite the prolific power hitter that Kyle Schwarber is. And we're going to have a lot of time in the future.
He's got Hall of Fame name for a baseball player, though.
This is true. This is a great point. Scooter is a great name. I have a dog that I watch quite frequently, and the dog's name is Scooter, and I do think of Scooter Gennett quite frequently when we get that dog.
Oh, man, yeah. No. I think the Phillies were the team with the most 4-homer games.
That sounds right. I mean, 3 is tough to beat when it's something that's more rare than a perfect game, which is crazy. Yeah, a 4-home run game is rare. Than a perfect game.
You have Ed Delaney, Chuck Klein, Schmidt, Schwarber. And now, so that's 4. That's crazy.
It's almost 20% of the all-time 4-home run games.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
The first one, Bobby Lowe of the Bean Eaters, May 30th, 1894. I remember that like that was yesterday.
I am so interested to see what the Kyle Schwarber contract is going to look like. I have no idea. Because he's getting up there in age. He's a DH. But also, how many times do people hit free agency that have this kind of power potential?
Yeah, they used to come pretty often when it's been since the pitching revolution, not that much.
Maybe in the steroid era, but we're in kind of like a mini dead ball era right now, right? Like if you
Yeah.
put Kyle Schwarber and you roid him up in the 90s, he's probably part of the home run race.
Yep.
But anyways, back to the Phillies at large. Magic number update for everybody. The magic number, which is the combined Phillies wins plus, in this case, I believe it's Giants losses, is 4 for the Phillies to clinch a spot in the playoffs. To clinch the National League East, which is combined Phillies wins plus Mets losses, magic number is 5, so they could clinch as soon as Sunday at home. How cool would that be? And the magic number for the Phillies to clinch a bye and go straight to the NLDS is 12. Now they're just 2 games behind Milwaukee for the number 1 seed. It's courtesy of Anthony Sanfilippo on Twitter.
That's huge. I mean, the best thing about having the bye in play just with the first seed is that they're going to keep trying. Because the big worries at the end of the year are like, oh god, we worry about they put the pedal off, put off the pedal, like things back. I think like the famous case of when the Angels won 100 games and then we're like terrible that postseason.
Right. And what's crazy is now all of a sudden the Phillies have the biggest division lead in the majors out of just completely nowhere.
Yeah, nuts how the Mets just collapsed.
It's both, right? Like the Mets did absolutely collapse over these last couple of months, but at the same time, you have to give the Phillies a ton of credit for what they did to be able to, build up this lead.
Oh, I know. I mean, like thanks to this 4-game streak sweep, we're 8-2 the last 10. But before that, we were like, it was all right. Like we won a couple series, but they're now just like insane, dominant.
Rank the following 3 things from most likely to least likely. Number 1, the Phillies passing the Brewers and ending as the number 1 seed. Number 2, the Dodgers passing the Phillies and the Phillies ending up as the number 3 seed. And number 3, the Mets missing the playoffs altogether. Rank them from most likely to least likely.
Okay, most likely the Mets miss the playoffs. Least likely we get the 1 seed. And I guess normal likely the Dodgers pass us.
Okay, that's fair. I think that it is least likely that the Dodgers pass the Phillies.
Well, I mean, sure. It's just that we had the series against them in there, so we're 4 games ahead of them. So like that literally that will decide it. So it's the most likely to happen because the Dodgers control the entire fate of it, and their pitching has just been on a tear the past week.
I still think it's going to be the least likely just because the pitching is going to be set up pretty well in that series. If the pitchers stay on schedule, which we'll get into soon when we do our pre-Dodgers podcast. But it's looking like it's going to be Chris Sanchez, Ranger Suarez, Jesus Luzardo in LA.
God. Jesus the Lizard.
Which we like to see. And I am very glad that I'm going to be in LA for that series. I hope that the Phillies clinch at home and that the home crowd can celebrate. But if not, I'll be there Monday night, Tuesday night, whenever it is to see them win a division live. That would be super cool.
Yeah, that would be awesome. This the best. I've never seen like a clinching anything. I've seen them lose, get eliminated.
Yeah, it's a little less fun, right?
Very.
But yeah, speaking of like the upcoming series, let's kind of talk about this upcoming series that the Phillies have against the Kansas City Royals, who are 74 and 73. They're kind of fighting for a playoff spot in that wild card race in the AL Central. But we have maybe the pitching matchup of the season coming up on Friday with Michael Lorenzen going against Walker Buehler. This reminds me of the Vince Velasquez versus Nick Pivetta game, for those that remember. Any thoughts on Lorenzen versus Buehler?
Buehler.
Did I say Euler?
No. I'm quoting Ferris Bueller.
Oh, okay. There we go. I have not watched that movie in too long.
I was going to say, goes like you better complete that sentence with recently. But
I
yeah. I mean, the only better matchup would be Reagan's versus Walker.
Probably true. Michael Lorenzen, Phillies legend, no hitter. Walker Buehler, future Phillies legend. Glad that he will now count for my theme team in MLB The Show, Diamond Dynasty. Looking forward to that. And then Saturday night, 6:05 game. Love those later games on Saturday. We have Ryan Bergert going for the Royals. He's been okay, 3.48 ERA, but not a ton of innings pitched. Going against Taiwan. And then on Sunday, 1:35, maybe divisional clinch day. Noah Cameron, who is 7-7, 3.00 ERA, going against Aaron Nola. Weird pitching matchups in this series, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I expect 2 out of 3, but I could totally see Nola being Nola again and being blown up. But I mean, the lineup, they have like Bobby Witt and Michael Garcia. Everyone else is pretty. I mean, Pasquantino is also a pretty good hitter too. So they have 3 guys. Everything else is just trash. So you just gotta pitch around that.
I don't think anything would surprise me in this series. I have no idea what to expect in each one of these 3 pitching matchups. Like, really confuses me.
It totally feels like a trap series.
It does, right? Because like this is going to be coming off of the high against sweeping the Mets, and I mean, we said that the Mariners series was the series of the year, and that's going to have to move over. This is number 1 now, and then going out to LA, having a West Coast swing without a single off day in between, and what's going to be the most impactful series of the year. Kind of like a weird little series in between.
Yeah. So yeah, I would not take anything away from this series if they struggle. If they struggle against the Royals, it all really matters how they play against the Dodgers.
Agreed. So you're saying that like just over what the Phillies have done over these last couple weeks, like it has changed your opinion of them enough in a positive way that you don't really care about what happens in, just one series, for the rest of the year.
Yeah, it's basically how do they respond in the next. If they struggle this series, how do they respond to getting back again? So that's really how it's going to be now, is series to series. So they got a lot of grace, like they off the high. We like we see the sports all the time. So the high is the high of a series, and they just struggle like for one series afterwards. Totally see that happening. Like you have friggin' Taiwan Walker pitching that could easily be a guaranteed loss.
Possible.
And just like our offense is injured, so it just he never like thought like we're gonna consistently score a bunch of runs right now. We expect to. So, and the Royals pitching isn't terrible.
No, they have a pretty good bullpen. Not as good as when they won the World Series, but pretty good nonetheless.
Yeah, it's hard to beat that one. But yeah, no, and they have a lot of power in their lineup too. So. Totally a trap series.
They're building to a good future in the very Royals way. But I have a scary proclamation to make. Something that I have resisted feeling all year, but I feel now. So I have to be honest to you. I have to be honest to the listeners. I trust the Phillies. I have not trusted them this entire year. I was upset that they ran the same roster back that I was personally tired of watching. But I enjoy watching them wholeheartedly again. And I trust them, and I believe in them going into this stretch run and into the postseason.
You know what? I do too. There. If
they break our hearts again, well, they're definitely not going to run it back next year. There are going to be big changes in this offseason. So, come on, Phillies. Let's go. I mean, I always wanted you guys to win, but I fully believe now.
Oh, it's just a combination of that and just the rest. There's no standout team in baseball this year. It really isn't.
Dodgers were supposed to be, but they're absolutely not.
Yeah. So it's just like if we just get to the World Series, the AL does not scare me.
And they could very reasonably, at this point, can't believe I'm saying this, have home field through the entire postseason.
Oh, that would be perfect.
I hope this I hope this doesn't turn out like it did in 2023 when we finally had home field for a big time series against the Diamondbacks, and we all know what
No, no,
happened
no,
there.
no, 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 no. Stop, stop. No, we're not ending on bad vibes. No,
Good
no. This
vibes
is
only.
now good vibes only today. No.
I mean, the best vibes are Harrison Bader. I mean, this guy is just a Phillies legend.
Oh yes, and sometimes guest co-host Jack Fritz, I DM'd him on Twitter, and I asked him if Harrison Bader is the greatest crab of all time. He replied yes. So we have that in from the expert.
The greatest what of all time?
Crab.
Crab. Okay, fair enough. I mean, we were so wrong about him. Like, it's really funny how wrong we were about Harrison Bader.
What do you mean we? I was high on him. You listen to the tape.
Oh, and then you weren't? I convinced you to not be.
Yeah, but that's because I'm freaking sheep sometimes.
You could have held your ground and prevented both of us from the embarrassment that we feel now.
Yeah, but they didn't earn the benefit of the doubt back then.
So, anything else you want to say before we wrap this up? It is 10:42 right now. I still have to pack before I have a flight at 6:30 in the morning tomorrow. I still need to do my physical therapy exercises, so I unfortunately have to wrap this up a little bit early. But anything else you want to say, Jeremy, before we finish up?
Let's fucking go.
There you go. I have one thing to tell everybody that's listening to this, and then I have something to tell you, Jeremy. So if everybody listening to this, make sure that you are asking questions in the podcast channel. I haven't been pushing it as much recently. There's been less questions, even though our listenership has been consistent. So I just wanted to really take out a moment here just to remind everybody to put those questions in. We also probably am going to make a post to Reddit. People are going to get mad because that's what they do. But I'll probably do it soon. I think people are going to be in a good mood after this series. And be sure to contribute. Message me on Reddit, message me on Discord. We have a whole podcast channel on our Discord server. Link's going to be in the show notes. And then for you, Jeremy, I'm pretty sure that you know this, but in case you don't, I am going to be driving down the Pacific Coast Highway on Sunday, and therefore I'm not going to be able to record on Sunday. So it's all up to you on Sunday. You can you can get a guest if you want. It is going to be your show on Sunday after the Royal Series.
Yeah, well, let's see how this World Series go before we decide on that. If it's a stinker, then be out there.
Yeah, if it's a stinker, we can skip an episode if need be. I think we've been very consistent overall, but it is up to you. Send me the audio file, and maybe when I get to St. Louis Obispo or something like that, I'll be able to upload it. But it's up to you.
I'll figure it out.
Sounds good. And thank you again, everybody, for listening. Hope you're as happy and stoked as we are after the series. And we'll talk to you real soon, or at least Jeremy probably will. See you later.
Bye.